Waterdeep, the city of splendors, is peaceful at night. Old friends gather at the yawning portal and share stories about the threats to our city. Threats that never sleep. Waterdeep needs warriors. My name is Laeral Silverhand. I've summoned the greatest heroes in Faerun, the Warriors of Waterdeep.
Hello, welcome to a special edition of Dragon Plus, our live stream. Today is May 30th, although we're recording this surreptitiously on May 29th. Eagle-eyed observers might notice I'm wearing the exact same outfit I was wearing when I talked to Jeremy Crawford yesterday. But today for May 30th, it is the worldwide release of a particular game that we wanted to discuss with Stephen Wark from Ludia. Welcome, Stephen. How are you?
I'm great, Bart. How are you?
I am good. Finally recovered from D&D Live 2019 in Los Angeles. You were there as well. How did you enjoy the experience?
Oh, I loved it. It was just a blur of activity, demoing the game, trying to hide between all the various squabbling forces in the Traveling Emporium, and making sure that everybody who wanted to had a chance to admire the cool art and the awesome gameplay for Warriors of Waterdeep.
I was going to say, yes, today is the worldwide release for Warriors of Waterdeep. The last time that we spoke about the game was back in February of 2018.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's been a while. The game's been in development, but we can now say that it is out and available for folks to give it a go.
That's right. Just check out the App Store or the Play Store in your territory. Download it, and the game starts off with that cinematic intro that we just saw. And
so I no longer have to be a Canadian resident to get my hands on Warriors of Waterdeep?
No, it's open in all territories, which will make our Facebook commenters very happy. Everybody was eager to have a release date, and I was dying to give them one.
Yes, I know. I know we talked about it in very vague terms last year. But again, very many congratulations for the game getting its worldwide release. It is available across Android and Apple devices, so if folks are interested to finally give Warriors of Waterdeep a try, we heartily encourage you to do so. For folks that might not be familiar with the game, could you tell us a little bit about what Warriors of Waterdeep is all about?
Sure. Warriors of Waterdeep is a tactical team-based dungeon crawlers where Laeral Silverhand points out trouble spots around Waterdeep, and you get to lead a party of 4 heroes through those dungeons, through those locations, and solve the problem. It's kind of a tactical game, so you get to have different zones and different abilities that you get to manage, and then clear the room of gelatinous cubes or trolls or ettins or the occasional ghoul and helmed horror. It all depends where you're located.
And at D&D Live, you were running demos of the game pretty much nonstop for the 3 days of the convention. Folks had an opportunity to punch a gelatinous cube, to fight an iron golem. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right. That's part of the spiel, and definitely the things that I focused on. When I told them where the cubes were, they said, "Take me to the cubes," and more often than not. Although a lot of people, went straight for the red dragon, which was a bold choice.
Yeah, I imagine it is, but that seems to be the way a lot of D&D adventuring parties works.
Exactly.
Hey, somewhere down the road there is a red dragon that you could face. No, we want to face it right now.
Yeah, right now. Where's the shortcut?
Right. And how was the response from attendees? There was the hint system, the secret door system to kind of play out with the demos as well.
Oh yeah, you know what? The response was great, right? Everybody was really enthusiastic about it. They had lots of excited things to say about the way the monsters look, about how the abilities looked, about when you're lucky enough to roll that natural 20 and get a critical hit. There's a special animation for each of the heroes. Well, that got a lot of oohs and ahs. That I tried to really convey that excitement to our animators back here in Montreal, and just telling them that all that work really paid off. People really dug the swing of the hammer or the flash of the staff. It was great.
And you also had an opportunity to talk to those jerks in Dragon Talk, Greg Tito and Shelley Mazanoble.
They are jerks. No, they're awesome folks. It was a great. They pointed out that I had pointy ears. I was in disguise for the entire time. It was a great event from start to finish. Really, I loved it.
And as of today, we'll be putting up the podcast episode for Dragon Talk on which you and Ludia were taking part. So folks can take a look for that on the Dragon Talk podcast. For your segment, the coffee was kicking in for Mr. Tito, although his voice was still his gravelly convention crud voice. He came and was immediately struck down by the illness bug from all the stress of putting that together. But
well, it is Avernus. I mean, these things happen.
It's true. So we ran the trailer video at the start here, but we do have one more trailer video that showcases some of the gameplay footage about assembling mighty heroes. Why don't we'll cut away, we'll show that so folks can take a quick look at the game and come back and talk through it a bit more, if that sounds good.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, there you go. A little bit of Warriors of Waterdeep coming today, May 30th, from Ludia. We saw a few of the various taglines for the game. The game, as it's been sort of introduced in brief, when Waterdeep, the greatest city on the Sword Coast, is threatened on all sides by powerful forces, Laurel Silverhand summons heroes from across the world to fight. So you mentioned it was a bit of a tactical dungeon clearing experience. You're managing your resource to clear dungeon rooms. Diving into some of those main points that we just saw in the video, starting with assemble mighty heroes. You mentioned you start with your party of 4 heroes. Now, your roster is a bit larger than that, correct? You're choosing which heroes that you want in your party?
That's right. When you start off with 2 heroes. You start off with Halbenet the Cleric and Shavareth the Wizard, and then as you level them up and as your player level increases, we offer you a choice of new heroes. So people can unlock heroes after the first 2 in whatever order they want. We have a total of 8 at launch.
Okay. And you're starting off your experience, it looks like, in the Yawning Portal with Durnan helping to gather the forces to fight the monsters. Who else, aside from the heroes, from an NPC perspective, are we expecting to meet along the way?
Well, in the Yawning Portal, which is your home base for everything, you'll see Mert. Currently, he's in charge of the page that directs you to our social media feeds and our forum where you can discuss things with the new players. But there are other plans for Mert up ahead. You see Mert in game in the unfortunate chance of a total party kill, and he'll arrive with a helpful and handy flask of potion for you. And then managing your quests, or the things that you should pick up along the way, or the way maybe that you should clear the dungeons, or choose which left right door to go through, is Laeral Silverhand herself. She'll say, oh, for so many quest points, go eliminate so many skeletons, or make sure that Halbinate deals X amount of damage, or things like that. And then for that, you're rewarded with card packs.
Now, I didn't see Laeral Silverhand at D&D Live, but I believe I did see Mert the Moneylender in person there as well. Did you get a chance to interact with Chris Lindsay?
I did not. He's hard to nail down. I was, sort of caught around Arkin the Cruel and couldn't get my way around. And Mahadi, his eyes were everywhere, so I really had to stay at my post.
And it was fantastic. Chris Lindsay was helping to run the D&D Epic games going on
amazing.
In the other stage area, but he had that costume down. It looked fantastic.
Oh, it's so good. I think he did it at the Stream of Many Eyes as well.
He did. Yes.
He was in full Mert regalia.
This was a new cooler costume. That was one of the takeaways from the Stream of Many Eyes, was the heat of the costume. So the heroes that you're choosing to compose your party, now some of them, traditional Dungeons and Dragons classes, some of them named characters as well.
Yeah, that's right. We created the first four, Halbinate, Shavareth, Naomlin, and Thomas, in collaboration with Wizards, and then we were just given this nice long list of characters to choose from for the rest. So that's how we were able to get Calliope, the half elf bard from Force Grey, in, or Sarvin the ranger from is it 2 lines in Storm King's Thunder, but then featuring in the Frost Giant's Fury comic book. Rika the Barbarian, and of course Faraday from the novels. It was really cool. There was we have some D&D fans, at the office, some old school D&D fans. So their eyes would light up whenever we'd show them the new characters that were pending.
We just showed a couple. We showed Calliope and Faraday on screen now. So how do the various heroes sort of play? Depending on which one you're choosing, and their role in the game.
Well, it's a mobile game, so there are expectations for different roles, character roles in mobile games. And of course, it's a D&D game, so there are expectations for how clerics would play and how rogues would play. So we really put a lot of design effort into making sure that we could answer all those needs and expectations. So logically, Thomas the fighter has a heavy armor, brings a lot of heavy armor, has a high AC, so he fulfills everything that you expect from a fighter, and also sort of the tank of the game in the mobile game and the computer gaming parlance. Shavareth, being the wizard, has high damage output potential, so that's where she fits in that scheme. But also, we made sure that she had a wand of lightning bolts, and that she had ways to enjoy arcane recovery abilities, so that when she moves, her cooldowns are reduced faster than normal. So we tried to make sure that everything feels D&D and also feels right for mobile. And all of that comes from the equipment that you have.
I was going to mention, yes, the next bullet point we saw there was collect powerful treasures. So when it comes to sort of gearing up your heroes, your characters, how does that come about? What sort of items can folks expect to come across?
Oh, there's cool stuff. Every hero has 26 different items that the player can acquire through gameplay. They're divided into commons and rares and epics and a legendary. The armor's in 3 pieces: the helmet piece, the torso, and the legs. The helmet or hood, or whatever's appropriate, comes with a spell attached for that hero. Same thing for the boots or the leg armor. Whenever you move, there's a chance to produce a special spell effect that's appropriate for a ranger or appropriate for the barbarian or what have you. There's 6 weapons that you can switch in between, so not visually they look different. They have different ranges, and of course are attached to different abilities. A class item and a wondrous item, which gives some cool reaction effects, like start of turn effects or after being hit in combat effects. Again, things that really make the characters play differently depending on how you've leveled up the individual pieces of gear and how you've mixed and matched them. There's no requirement to go in, wearing all the rare pieces of armor, for example, if the common stuff is higher level. You're right. It's designed to be mixed and matched that way, which was a considerable color challenge. I'm glad we have such talented artists to solve this problem.
That tends to be one of the factors that I have when I'm kitting up my characters in games. Tends to be the aesthetic as much as the practical, mechanical effects of it. So you have to make sure that everything matches appropriately, or just has a good color scheme to it as well.
Yeah. So I mean, you can play the cleric as much combat oriented or as healing oriented as you want. You can, the ranger you can do a build that focuses on zone attacks or area of effect attacks, or really powerful single shots. We wanted to, give players a chance to play things, a lot of flexibility to play things the way they wanted to play.
And the final bullet point, we saw battle epic bosses. Of course, you're gearing up your character. You're trying to clear the dungeon rooms. Who exactly might you find in the dungeon rooms? I think we saw in the video the anvil of Dumathane. I'm gonna mispronounce every one of these. The Mind Flayer, Kolaroon, and of course Harkled Fire Sword as well.
That's right. And last but not least, that red dragon,
yes.
Argathical, who sits atop Harvest Shield Mountain. So it's really fun to get to choose the monsters and pick the names and pick all the lesser monsters that support that whole adventure. Mm-hmm. Each location has a boss, one of those folks, and also a set of monsters in the chapters leading up to it. So when you start off in Sharpstone Keep, it has two chapters, so it has a leader, and I don't spoil anything because people want to play the game, and the fire giant boss. And then the further you go, there are more and more chapters, and then more and more monsters that you have to deal with. Everything has something special about them that will cause trouble for the players.
Of course. They wouldn't be monsters if they didn't. We've got one more video of footage that we're going to showcase here. So why don't we roll that and talk a bit more about the release.
Great.
Okay, we're back. We just saw a bit of the footage regarding PvP. So this is the third major mode, and you were mentioning that folks at D&D Live, the Descent, were able to take a look at PvP play.
That's right. They actually had the first opportunity to look at it. It was a preview. It was the thing that we brought to the Descent to really bring to add to the sense of occasion of the event. So we were showcasing what it looked like to have a random team of my 4 heroes versus a random team of another player's 4 heroes, and how you can prove who is the best, and basically speaking.
So yes, how did the mechanics of the PvP play sort of work out? Exactly that. You're going to put together your best party of adventurers. You're going to go head to head with your friends' party of adventurers, and just duke it out, see who comes out on top.
Exactly. Well, actually, not exactly. You level up your heroes and you prepare them the way that you want, mm-hmm. but this focuses on the element of surprise. So it's we're going to select. The system will select 4 of your heroes at random, not just the 4 that you've got prepared. And so you have to make sure that you can play everything really well. It's kind of like a tournament scenario where they just gave you the characters and say, okay, this is what you've got, and now go. A little sealed deck feel to it. that element of surprise is very popular, actually, from our personal experience and our research. So you have your heroes and you see them there. You see that it's introduced after you've already gone through the other two modes, so you're already familiar with moving and choosing your best ability and managing your resources. Now you get to do it on a slightly larger terrain. You saw there that there are 5 zones instead of the regular 4, and also when you start in harm's way. You can't just hide in the back rows and wait out the timer. You start right up close to the other team, with only one neutral zone in between.
I do like that little bit of a random element to it, just to kind of give it a little bit of spice. So you're not sure who's going to be participating from your party, but you have to make sure they're all capable and competent adventurers that way.
Yeah, that's true. So you play this for, of course, glory and treasure. There are trophies that are awarded to the victor. You get to play through, as you acquire trophy points, then you go up arena levels, and the matchmaking happens with players that are roughly equivalent in terms of score. But your trophy score doesn't necessarily correlate to like the player level or to the hero level. It's really your success in the game, because clever play, can outmatch really rare gear. Mm-hmm. depends how everything how the dice roll and how you pick and choose your moments to strike.
Again, for folks curious about Warriors of Waterdeep, it's out today. Worldwide release, May 30th. If folks are interested, where can they go about finding more about the game, finding the game itself?
Finding the game itself, you can, www.warriorsofwaterdeep.com is our main website, and there are links to both the App Store and the Play Store there, as well as links to our forums, so you can talk with the burgeoning community and maybe swap sketches of your favorite lineups and strategies for getting past some of the bosses, which is a thing that's happened during the soft launch. I thought that was amazing. Or just go straight into your app store and search for Warriors of Waterdeep.
And I believe we'll be running a banner in Dragon Mag as well, so
yes.
dragonmag.com. So you'll see Warriors of Waterdeep. Go ahead, click on that, and it'll take you right there as well. So. Again, very many congratulations for all of all the work on behalf of Ludia, and to the team for Warriors of Waterdeep, and we'll be looking for more of the game.
Excellent, thank you so much.
And again, good to see you at D&D Live,
yeah.
And I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we definitely tell my boss.
All right, sounds good. We're going to roll the second video just for another look at the gameplay trailer. But again, thanks for watching, everyone. Bit of a special Dragon Plus. We wanted to talk through the release of Warriors of Waterdeep.